right, welcome back to Monday Minutes with Mike Rock. I love all the guests that come on. I'm so thankful for all of them. There are certain guests that I'm especially thankful for. Today we've got a really great guest who we can really get into the mind of a real leader in the industry. I'm happy to introduce Harrison Smith, who's the Director of Growth with the Mateo Group. Welcome, Harrison.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for having me.
That was a pretty good intro, if I must say so myself.
That was good. That's a lot to live up to.
Yeah. So I've got a lot of questions, and I usually start these by saying, I hope you come back, because there's so much I want to talk to you about, so much I want to pick out of your brain. But
sure,
I do have a couple things I'd like to ask you, in more specifically, as a director of growth, you're growing your team and really trying to build a solid foundation. What, for folks that are either looking to join a team or folks that are starting a team, and what traits do you look for in your partners when you're interviewing and having those conversations with potential folks to join?
Yeah, so looking for a few things. So for somebody looking to join the team, we're really looking for somebody who is, looking to be part of something. We find a lot of people get into real estate because they watch HGTV and they want the fancy cars and the watches, and they want to be the headliner. And on a team, really, it's a joint effort. So we want people that want to be part of something, people that are coachable, but also people that are okay being a little bit vulnerable, because we're going to help them figure out what path makes the most sense for them, how maybe their business should run in a way that feels comfortable to them. Because that's one of the misnomers of real estate, is that there's so many ways to do this. And we're trying to provide people, we're not trying to tell people how to do it. We're trying to figure out what they're naturally good at and help them go down that path. And you've got to be a little bit vulnerable to let people see that and understand that about you.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that's very insightful, because it is trying to grow a team can be very challenging.
It is. And if you're looking to start your own team, it's, you have to be willing to serve other people. You have to be able to put yourself behind others and let them take the wins and let them, have the glory. And you've got to be able to take a back seat. And that's also difficult to do. And when we look for partners for expansion locations and things like that, we're looking for people that generally enjoy serving others in a variety of capacities and can put themselves in the back seat.
Oh, that's amazing. So you guys have something really exciting coming up. I was hoping you could talk about it for a minute. It's a New England Mastermind. I mean, can you just spend 30 seconds and tell me about it? Who should attend? What I'm excited to go and learn and see all the folks that are going to be there. But can you just share a few minutes on that?
Absolutely. So, really excited to have Annie Mac Mortgage, the Corey Scott team, as part of the event. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're trying to design an event that's like an event we'd want to go to. Too many of these mastermind events are death by PowerPoint, or, nothing more than a cocktail reception and a meeting. What we're trying to create is really, it's 2 tracks of learning. You can kind of pick your path. You can either go down more of a sales path, which is designed for, new agents, producing agents, and then more of a leadership path, which is for people that are more either team leads or getting into the team building game, or maybe you're at a level where they're not necessarily in their team anymore and want to look at other opportunities like ancillary businesses. So there's going to be basically almost 2 full days of panels, all kinds of great experts from all over New England, all different industries. It's not just one brokerage. It's not just one type of person. We've got lenders, we've got agents, we've got, true entrepreneurs, we got team leaders, we got OPs, we've got investors, we got all of it to try to bring to people an opportunity to learn in a variety of different areas, really round themselves off and get to meet some really great people throughout this event to help them hopefully, evolve into the next stage of their own growth, whatever that might look like.
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, I think the key to all of it is just education.
Yep. Education,
right? It's growth through education, and growth through networking.
It's all about education. It's all about proximity to those people that are doing big things. We always talk about wanting to be in those rooms, the rooms where big things are happening, the rooms of the people that are maybe, a step or even 10 steps ahead of us, because ultimately we're going to learn more from the people that are where we want to be than the people that are kind of at the same stage we're at. So it's a good mix of different industries, thought leaders that are going to share what they've done, good and bad, to get where they are.
Oh, that's amazing. So what advice would you give your younger self, knowing what you know now in this industry, seeing different aspects, and what advice would you give your younger self?
Honestly, the advice I wish I had listened to long before I did and stepped into the real estate space was bet on yourself. I spent a lot of years on a corporate track, climbing a ladder, and thinking that was success, and thinking that the next step would satisfy me. And then if I just got one more rung up the ladder, I'd be more satisfied. And then I reached the point where I was a president of a local company, CFO of the largest development project in the state of Maine, I think in history. And it's at that point I realized that I had climbed to the top of the mountain. I looked around and realized that I had climbed the wrong mountain, and satisfaction was not there. And that's when I realized I had to make a change. I needed to bet on myself. I needed to take the chance and the risk, and get off that path and go do my own thing. And I've been at this, a year and a half, outside of that corporate track. I've never been happier and more fulfilled in the work that I do. And that's because I finally listened to myself and bet on myself.
So let me ask you this question. Someone that is feeling the same way, they're in the corporate track. I was in the same place, and did it. And then finally, made the jump and absolutely love it. But what's the first step? What can they do if they want to make a change or learn about a potential change?
Yeah. So I've got a couple of, I would say, close personal friends of mine that are in the same boat. And honestly, it's like with anything, step one is identifying the problem. You have to be able to say, look, maybe I like what I'm doing. Maybe I don't like what I'm doing, but either way, I don't have that fit, that gnawing in my stomach, that pit in my stomach, that, that frustration I feel at the end of a long day. That's a sign that I'm not where I should be. And you need to be able to at least first identify what that feeling is. And then begin to look internally at, okay, then if not this, then what? Like, what is that thing that I could be doing that would give me that satisfaction? What do I find in life that's exciting or fulfilling? And beginning that really kind of that deep dive, that internal work of, where should I be? If I could be anywhere, where would that be? But you've got to start with understanding that gnawing feeling in your stomach. It's yourself telling you that this isn't where you should be.
Yeah. See, I knew you'd bring a lot of value, without a doubt. That's really great stuff. So in the spirit of phone a friend, and in the instance of time, respect of time, I just want to ask you a fun question.
Yeah, shoot.
What is your least favorite household chore?
Boy, it's funny. I actually enjoy a lot of household chores because I feel like you start to finish, like you see progress. Vacuuming, laundry, dishes. Like none of those I go, oh man, I don't want to do them. But the one thing I really don't like doing is dusting, because I feel like it's one of those things where you do it and you look around and go, I don't feel like I accomplished anything. There's no sign of success. There's no win there. And I feel like I'm just spending time on something. So that's the one that drives me crazy. And, God bless my wife. She doesn't mind doing it. She reminds me every so often I need to help on that one, but that's the one that I do not enjoy doing.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. Well, Harrison, I really appreciate your time. I hope you'll come back. There's a lot more to talk about, but the value you brought, the bits of information were just amazing. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Mike. I'll come back anytime.
Awesome. Thanks so much.